Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Generation X Nation. Now, normally I do 3-minute wrap ups, but every now and then I got to do a video a little longer than 3 minutes. And this particular episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's not going to be that long, under 10 minutes, but I got to get some stuff off of my chest, okay? As always, thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I definitely appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. If you leave a comment, I reply back. Hit the like button. Just show a little love over here, okay? It's the holiday season. Subscribe. I don't care if you ever look at another video. Just hit the subscription button and keep it pushing, all right? And I definitely appreciate it. Now, everything I say on my channel is, again, alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. We will be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. My commentary is based on episode to episode with the understanding that things are edited and we don't always see how it originally played out. We only see the version that they played on TV. Now, I record a lot of these shows and I go back and watch them later on because I don't have the time to sit and watch TV all day like some people do. Just not me. I don't know if they do or not, but I don't have that kind of time. So as I watched it the other day, I said, you got to be kidding me. And I have to do more than 3 minutes on this one because Letitia Scott, you need to be ashamed of yourself. And that's all I'm going to say. And you too, Destiny, because you sat here and created this whole mess. And now you're trying to clean it up. Now you're trying to play the referee. I don't know. I think maybe she thinks she's her old castmate trying to get everybody together on one accord. It's just not working. It's not working. So real quick, what Tisha did in this episode, I did not like. And for most people who watch my videos, I don't have an issue with Tisha, Marceau, Martin. I don't know any of these people. So again, my commentary is week to week. If you do something jacked up this week, I'm going to talk bad about you. And if you do something good the next week, I'm going to talk good about you because I don't know you. Okay, so I don't make these personal. I go off of what I seen on the screen. And what I seen on the screen was Letitia Scott with a lot of BS. Okay, so it starts out where Destiny is inviting everybody to this winery. And Letitia immediately, with the nasty attitude, is everybody coming? I don't know if I want to go as Nell's there. Letitia, don't go. No, don't go. It's either a yes or a no. It doesn't take all that. Kimmy's sitting there looking sideways. Let me tell you something about Kimmy. Kimmy, this season, has done everything Letitia Scott has asked her to do, in the words of Nell Fletcher. Letitia Scott has asked her to do. She has been Team Letitia. She has been Letitia's background singer. She has been Letitia's biggest cheerleader. And she jumps on board and ride out that BS Letitia is doing. Now, Letitia thinks she is now the new queen of Huntsville. And I know I've said, hey, I like Letitia and Marceau. I think they can carry the show. And that's only because I like Marceau probably more than I like Tisha. But Marceau got to get a hold of his wife because what she is doing right now is ruining this for you guys. And this may be y'all last season. I'm serious. I don't know how many people can continue to watch this bullying that I'm seeing going on from Letitia Scott, of all people. The same woman who had to go down to Besma and tell her mother, Nell's bullying me, Ma. Come down to Huntsville and help. But now you got all the smoke. I'm confused. So anyway, they on their way out to the winery. Destiny gets 2 vehicles because she don't want Letitia and Nell in the same vehicle going down there. Well, you're starting off wrong. If you're trying to make peace, you should have put everybody in the same vehicle. But I get it. Letitia, once again, gaslighting on 10. And y'all just allowing this behavior. Y'all not even checking her. And I could see Destiny getting pissed. I could see the Detroit coming out of Destiny, but she's pulling back because Destiny don't want to seem like that girl again. Because before, remember when her old castmate was there, I'm Big D energy. I'm that girl. I am her. But you ain't got that smoke for Letitia. Y'all letting these Scots girl punk y'all, all of y'all. Trish is sitting there kissing they behind. She know they wrong for the way they treating Nell. And then Trisha act like she don't want to ride in a car with Nell. Girl, you barely got a spot on the show. I didn't like any of this. I felt it was all bullying Nell. And then she was kind of age shaming Nell too. Letitia kept bringing up the fact that Nell is an older woman. We get it. But Letitia, you and Kimmy are knocking on the door at perimenopause or premenopause. It ain't like y'all some spring chickens. Definitely not Kimmy. You carrying that fan like you having hot flashes. I seen you in that van, so stop playing with us, okay? Now y'all get to the winery. Letitia sits there and all she does is go in on Nell, talking this slick shit. All of y'all making this, excuses about friends and lying and talking about my husband. I am so tired of hearing Letitia accusing somebody of saying her husband cheated. We don't care anymore, Letitia. And I don't care how many times you got to say it. But I can tell you what Letitia and Marceau is probably doing now, damage control. They're probably all over social media trying to explain what happened in that episode and all these things was edited out. No, Letitia, it showed exactly who you are. You were mean to Nell that episode. And as much as Nell liked to pop off, we seen everything in Mel's being to try not to go off. She tried to control her temper. Tried to control her temper. Even after Destiny told you Nell has suffered some losses, need counseling, and that may be why she's acting like that. You didn't take any of that in consideration. You still went in on Nell for no reason. Now, Destiny told y'all bring some baskets, put some personal stuff in there, and let's talk about what it means to you so y'all can get deeper. You bring a basket with a heart of gold we know you bought from the general dollar store, a friend sign, and a freaking snake. You just went by the general dollar store or Dollar Tree and bought that shit on your way to the winery. That ain't nothing you had in your house where everybody else had momentums, pictures, and different things. This what you come up with? Are you trying to create a storyline, Letitia? Are you trying to create a storyline? Because you was activated from the time this episode started with the BS. Now, Destiny, you don't get a break because you started it all. You is the one who went back and told Letitia what Nell said, and that was discussed at the table. Letitia and Nell had a conversation, and it was squashed. But Letitia keeps bringing it up, I guess, for a storyline, because if you don't use Nell, all of y'all sitting at that table, who else you going to argue with? You're not going to argue with Kimmy. You don't have much on Trish and Ken because they done told us all their business. You don't have anybody left to argue with at that table but Nell. Why couldn't you just had a good day, Letitia? You called that lady a snake. And see, I remember when you said your ex-castmate had a black soul or a black heart or something to that effect. You good for telling somebody how evil they are and you don't see the evil in yourself. You are not a nice person at times. I'm not saying all the time, but this particular episode, you wasn't a nice person. Because if they was bringing that same smoke to you, you was bringing a nail, you would have got up, grabbed your purse like you always do, and walked out. Because you are a runner and a track star. I've seen you do it many a times before. You were wrong. You were wrong, dead wrong. There's no coming back from that. All right? And if this is what you think is going to save the show, or this is going to be the storyline of the show, it is going all wrong. It is going left. It's not going right. Kimmy even said if you wasn't her sister-in-law, she would be friends with you. I could tell Destiny wanted to do Detroit on you. Destiny kept giving you that eye. Destiny let you bypass with stuff that she didn't let her friend who paid her rent and help out her light bill and helped her out when she was going through her divorce. She didn't let that friend get away with what she let you get away with. She went off on that friend for a storyline, but sitting here letting you do it because y'all trying to save this franchise. But you're doing it the wrong way. I am watching y'all do everything to each other and get away with it, but you wouldn't let this other castmate do half of that without jumping down her throat. Every time they sat down and had a hard conversation with you about what was going on in your life, Kimmy, with your husband's DWI, Tisha, with your husband's infidelities, y'all got up and walked away and cussed people out, but you want Nell to just sit there and take it and dish what you're saying. If I was Nell, I'd have got my purse and walked on up to the front office and called me an Uber and got my ass up out of there. I would have pulled a Tisha on you. That was wrong what you did, Tisha. And there is no coming back from that. None whatsoever. And Kimmy, you just as much at fault because you sat there and just watched it and you knew Tisha was wrong. You said she wouldn't even be your friend if she wasn't your sister-in-law, but yet you was backing her up. You knew she was wrong. I could tell by the expressions on all y'all faces, y'all body language. Even Trisha knew Tisha was wrong, but y'all scared to say something to Tisha. So now Tisha's the big dog on the show? This is crazy. I don't know if they re-edited to make it look like this. I don't know what the issue was, but it just looked bad, Letitia Scott. I cannot believe the way you behave. And here's a caveat of it all for me, because I didn't go through the whole episode. Here's a caveat of it all for me. Martell And Ariane and that lady who did that interview, which a lot of this stuff started with, y'all did mention that up when Nell asked you about it, and she was testing your marriage. You are so upset when somebody mentions something about your marriage, but you don't have a problem asking people about their marriage and talking about their marriage. Your ex-castmate, you told her husband's riding, bought a girlfriend a BMW. You asked Nell about her and her husband cheat. But you don't want nobody to question your stuff. And I'm not saying your husband cheat, but you got to have some self-awareness. And you got to have some self-reflection of how you treat people. Okay? But here's a caveat of it all, as I was saying. You had more smoke for Nell than you had for Martell, who said you was in the back seat with his boys and he watched. Even though you mad at him, don't talk to him, you didn't have that kind of smoke for him. You got on a little video and said he was, playing for the other team, whatever, but not like you give him Nell for just saying one thing. Letitia Scott better keep her name out of her mouth. That's all she said. She didn't call you a B. She didn't call you an H. She didn't say you was cheats. None of that. But you got way more smoke for her than you do Martell. And Martell said he watched. And what you did, well, I was young back then. It was before. So you never said you didn't do it in the backseat. You just said you was young and you had boyfriends before you met Marceau. So maybe that was true. And Ariane came all over Beyonce's Good Internet talking shit about all of y'all. And y'all don't mention or say nothing to her. Y'all have no smoke for her. The only person who ever said something was your mama. And Ariane did a whole interview with you and your husband, allegedly side chick, and Maurice. And you and Kimmy don't want to discuss it on the show. I talked about it. It's over. But y'all giving Nell all of this smoke because she said Letitia Scott better keep her MF name out my mouth? That tells me y'all are just trying a storyline. Y'all are just fishing for something. Because the smoke you should have should be toward Martell and that side chick. Because he comes around and mention her name and y'all don't say nothing. Y'all have less smoke for her than you do for Nell. You have less smoke for her than you do for your ex-castmate. And I don't say her name out of respect. She doesn't want to be associated with the show, so I don't say her name. Every now and then it slips out, but I respect that. So I don't say her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all will eat her up all day in these conversations. And Kimmy, I ain't taking this. You ain't talking about my husband. I explain. Y'all got all the smart mouths and gas and energy for her. And Destiny, Kimmy, and Letitia had all kind of energy for your castmate that's no longer there. All kinds of energy. But you don't want nobody to have an energy for you. You don't have the energy toward the person you should have the energy for. But then you come over here and mess with Nell. And most of us think it's because Nell is close to your ex-castmate. That's why you don't like her. You say, I just don't like her. Why? Nell has done nothing that I can visibly see watching on the show, visibly watching the show, unless they edit some stuff out, that warrant you not liking her. Other than she probably associates with your ex-castmate still. Letitia Scott, your energy is misdirected. Destiny, you created this whole mess when you ran back and said what Nell said. And Letitia has ran with it for this whole season as her storyline. Instead of Martell, who has dragged all of them and has said in confessional, if they piss me off, I'll drag you again. And y'all have zero smoke for him. That's all I'm saying. If y'all want to save this franchise, then y'all better be equal opportunity with the smoke and the gaslighting here. Because bullying one person, teaming up on one person is not working. We are over that in the reality TV world. We are over that. And Miss Nell, here's some word of advice for you. Call up Stacey Russ on Real Housewives of Potomac. Because she can give you a master class on how to deal with women who try to bully you. Because when I tell you, them heifers over there in Potomac tried it with Stacey Russ, and Stacey Russ came out on top. Stacey Russ is one of the most favorite housewives of the franchises, and they never broke her. As Stacey always say, I am unbreakable. You ain't finna shake me. Nell, I do appreciate you didn't scream, holler, use profanity, or cuss. But in that particular episode, you had all of our permission to cuss Letitia Scott as right the F out. And with that being said, this is Generation X Nation. If you like my commentary, give me a like, people. Give me a like. Follow, subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. And I do reply back. And with that, you guys go have a great rest of your day. Peace, and I'm out.